Friends, imagine this. What if the sun started moving closer to Earth, making the planet unbearably hot and putting the very existence of humanity in danger? In such a situation, all the countries of the world come together and make a shocking decision to move the entire Earth away from the sun. But how will they deal with the unimaginable challenges that come with this mission? That's what we'll find out in this story. The story begins with a man named Liu, who is an astronaut. Liu is showing his son, Leaky, the planet Jupiter through a telescope. He explains that Jupiter is made up of about 90% hydrogen. Then Liu tells his son that very soon he will be able to see Jupiter without a telescope because he himself is heading on a mission related to it. Liu also promises Leaky, "Whenever you miss me, just look up at the sky. You'll see me there, shining like a star." Before leaving for his mission, Liu asks his father to take care of Leaky. At the same time, Liu remembers his late wife with a heavy heart. Soon after, it is revealed that the sun had started moving dangerously closer to Earth. As a result, global temperatures kept rising, and scientists calculated that within 100 years, the sun would be so close that survival would become impossible. In 300 years, the sun would completely consume the Earth. To prevent this, the United Earth government launched a bold project to build massive Earth engines across the globe. These engines would gradually push the planet away from the sun and guide it toward another solar system. The mission begins, and Liu is stationed at a space station far away from Earth. Meanwhile, the giant engines built on the planet cause its rotation to stop, which triggers massive storms, violent tsunamis, and extreme cold on the surface. To survive, humanity is forced to live underground. However, some people stubbornly continue living above, facing the harsh conditions. The story then jumps 17 years ahead. On television, there's news about Liu and his team. They are finally returning to Earth after completing their mission at the space station. But when Leaky, now grown up, hears this, he switches off the TV with no excitement at all. Clearly, he holds resentment against his father. We then see Leaky writing a letter to his grandfather before running away from home. Meanwhile, his younger sister, Dudu, is in school. During class, the teacher asks the students what hope means. One child answers that hope is the last reason to keep living. The teacher then asks Dudu the same question, but she cannot answer and instead asks to leave the class. Just then, Leaky cuts off the power in the entire school and sneaks Dudu out with him. The siblings want to witness what the surface of Earth looks like now. To do this, Leaky visits a friend and asks for 2 protective suits, essential to survive the freezing temperatures and lack of oxygen above ground. He even arranges fake IDs, but the man quickly realizes from Dudu's words that Leaky is lying and has no intention of returning the suits anytime soon, so he refuses to give them. At that moment, Leaky pulls out a small spray can and releases it into the air, which creates a giant balloon-like bubble. When he bursts it, a powerful gust of air shoots out, knocking the man's companions to the ground. Taking advantage of the chaos, Leaky grabs Dudu and runs. The two of them sneak into a giant elevator that carries them to the surface of Earth. As the elevator rises higher and higher, the temperature on Earth's surface kept dropping lower and lower. Leaky finally reached the upper layers of the planet, where he saw an endless sheet of ice and snow covering everything. Amid this frozen wasteland, they spotted a massive Earth engine towering into the sky. Not far from it, Leaky noticed something familiar: his grandfather's enormous transport truck. Since Leaky had secretly stolen his grandfather's driving card, he managed to start the truck without trouble. Smart and resourceful, Leaky quickly learned to handle the advanced vehicle, and soon he and his sister were driving across the icy surface. As they explored, Dudu saw giant trucks tearing down mountains. Leaky explained that the mountains were being mined to create fuel. Soon after, Dudu spotted another Earth engine. Leaky told her that 100,000 such engines had been built across the planet, all working together to push the Earth away from the sun and closer to another solar system. The one in front of them was one of the largest ever constructed. Meanwhile, in orbit, Liu was still aboard the space station. One of his friends, celebrating the fact that Liu would soon be returning to Earth, handed him a bottle of alcohol he had smuggled aboard. Liu smiled but told his friend to hide it, saying, "I still have one more day before I return." His friend nodded and tucked the bottle away. Back on Earth, Leaky and Dudu were still driving when suddenly police officers intercepted them. The siblings were arrested and thrown into jail, where they met another boy named Tim. News of Leachy's arrest quickly reached his grandfather, who rushed in to bail them out. He even tried bribing the officers, but instead of helping, this angered them. Enraged, the officer threw the grandfather into the cell as well. Furious and disappointed, the grandfather scolded Leachy. But at that very moment, the ground began to shake violently. A massive earthquake tore open the earth, splitting roads, toppling skyscrapers, and swallowing buildings whole. The catastrophe was happening because Earth was accelerating dangerously toward Jupiter, pulled in by its gravity spike. The prison walls crumbled during the chaos. Leachy escaped with his sister and grandfather, but just as they were leaving, Tim called out desperately for help. Without hesitation, Leachy used his self-built mechanical arm to break Tim free, pulling him out of the collapsing cell. Suddenly, all of Earth's engines went offline at once. Panic spread everywhere. Leachy's grandfather hurried the children and Tim into his truck, trying to escape the collapsing city. Giant pieces of mountains came crashing down around them, but through sheer luck and determination, they managed to survive and keep moving forward. Up in space, the AI robot Moss warned the workers about low energy levels and advised them to enter hypersleep. But Lou wasn't ready yet. Using his emergency chip, he tried contacting his father. His voice trembled as he asked, "Dad, are you safe? I can't reach Leachy either." His father reassured him. "Leachy is with me, here on the surface." Relieved but worried, Lou immediately transmitted coordinates of a safe location and urged them to head there at once. On Earth, Leachy's grandfather turned the truck toward the refugee camp Lou had mentioned. Dudua, curious, asked about the mysterious chip. The grandfather explained, "Your father gave me this device. In an emergency, it allows him to contact us directly from the space station." Just as they were driving towards safety, Japanese soldiers stopped their truck. The soldiers revealed they carried a device called the Core, a powerful machine designed to restart Earth's engines. They needed help transporting it to the largest Earth engine nearby. Although reluctant, Leachy's grandfather had no choice but to load the machine into the truck and accompany them. On their journey, they passed through a city buried under thick ice. The grandfather's eyes softened as he spoke. "This was once my home. People lived here, working tirelessly to earn scraps of paper we called money, never caring about nature or the planet. Yet I was happy, because I had my wife with me." Meanwhile, Lou prepared to enter hypersleep aboard the station. But before doing so, he asked Moss to track his father's location. The AI revealed that his father, Leachy, and their group were traveling with the Japanese soldiers on a dangerous mission. Alarmed, Lou contacted his father again and demanded to speak with their Captain Wang. "Captain, you cannot take civilians, and especially my father, on this mission," Lou insisted. "Send them back immediately." But Captain Wang refused. "We need your father's expertise for this mission. As for your son and his friends, we can return them safely." This only enraged Lou further. He argued passionately with Wang, while on the ground, Leachy's anger was also beginning to boil over. Leachy now becomes very angry with his dad. He tells him that he no longer needs to worry about him, because this time he wants to take part in the mission on his own. He further says that none of his father's decisions will work on him anymore because it was due to his wrong decisions that his mother died. After saying this, Leachy abruptly ends the call. Hearing this, Lou feels deeply hurt. Meanwhile, the group continues moving ahead through the mountain path, but suddenly a plane crashes nearby. Because of this, the mountains start collapsing and heavy snow begins to fall on their truck. Lou, watching all this, panics and tries to come out of his hypersleep chamber. But the AI robot, Moss, releases gas on him to make him sleep again. On the other side, when Leachy sees the snow falling dangerously, he quickly steps out of the truck and inflates his balloon capsule once again. The other soldiers also come out of the truck and try to protect the light core machine. Soon, they all climb onto a tall building to reach the mountain where the Earth engine is located. Two soldiers manage to reach the 80th floor first and start pulling the others up with ropes. But once again, the mountain shakes and the building starts collapsing. The ropes begin to snap. At the last moment, Leachy somehow climbs to the top of the building and helps pull the machine up as well. One soldier then starts firing his gun at the wall to break through and create an exit. At this time, Leachy is also pulling his grandfather upward, but suddenly the rope snaps and his grandfather falls down. Luckily, a soldier grabs him midair and manages to put him on another floor, but unfortunately, that soldier himself falls and dies. The building continues collapsing rapidly, forcing the soldiers to break the wall and escape with Leachy and Dadua. Leachy's grandfather, however, is left behind, struggling to get out. No exit appears, and his oxygen supply runs out. Slowly, he starts freezing to death. As this happens, we are also shown frozen corpses of many others trapped under the snow. Here, it's revealed through flashback that 14 years ago, during a massive tsunami, many people drowned. At that time, Leachy's grandfather had found Dadua all alone and decided to adopt her, raising her like his own granddaughter. As soon as the others escape, the entire building collapses. The death of Leachy's grandfather leaves both Leachy and Dadua devastated. They cry in grief. Leachy, consumed with anger, now blames Captain Wang and refuses to move forward with him. Meanwhile, in space, Lu finally manages to break free from his chamber. He soon realizes that due to a malfunction, Moss, the AI robot, is steering the entire space station away from Earth. Shocked, Lu tries to stop him, but Moss uses Lu's friend as a hostage to prevent him from interfering. Lu then convinces his friend by explaining everything, that the station is drifting away from Earth. Hearing this, both of them leave their cabin and head to the control room. Lu exits through a hatch into open space, where he clearly sees Jupiter pulling Earth towards itself. On the other side, Lichi, along with his sister Dadua and Tim, continues searching for a way out when they come across a truck that has a crashed plane on top of it. They begin scavenging for useful items, but suddenly another boy grabs Dadua. Lichi quickly attacks him, pins him down, and tells him they are only looking for help to escape. Hearing this, the boy calms down, realizing they too are stranded like him. This boy introduces himself as Lee, a scientist. Lee explains that because Jupiter's gravity is pulling Earth towards it, no airplanes can fly anymore. He then tells Lichi that inside his truck there is a torque engine that can restart the Earth engine in the city of Sulawesi Hedjo. If that happens, all the Earth engines across the globe will power up again. Hearing this, Lichi agrees with Lee's plan in order to save everyone, and they set out for the Earth engine in Sulawesi Hedjo. At the same time, Captain Wong and his team also arrive at Hedjo's Earth engine with their own machine. But then, one of their comrades dies right there. Seeing this, a female member of Wong's team gets furious. She shoots at the machine that was supposed to start the Earth engine, damaging it completely. She says she doesn't want to watch her friends die because of this mission. Watching all this, Wong loses his temper. Just then, Lichi arrives with his truck and his own team. He tells Wong that there's another lighter core inside his truck, which can start the Earth engine. Hearing this, they all decide to join forces and form a single team. Together, they move toward Hedjo's Earth engine to restart it. Meanwhile, in space, Lu and his friend decide to break protocol and head toward the control room. Moss, the AI, notices this and activates the safety system to stop them. He even tries to eject them into open space. But somehow, both of them manage to hold on and save themselves from falling away. Moss then attacks again, and this time Lu's friend starts drifting into space. But before being lost completely, he pushes Lu toward the control room. Lu finally reaches inside, where he immediately tries to steer the space station back toward Earth. However, he soon discovers that the program has already been preset, and he cannot override it. Shocked and frustrated, Lu realizes he cannot change the course. On Earth, Lichi, Wang, and the others reach Hedjo's Earth engine. They attempt to restart it using the lighter core. At the same time, they spot Jupiter, now extremely close to Earth. Seeing this, Lichi recalls his father's words. His father once told him that one day Jupiter would be visible from Earth with the naked eye, without a telescope, but Lichi never thought it would be under such circumstances. Finally, they succeed in restarting Hedjo's Earth engine. Soon, other engines around the world also power up. But despite this, Earth continues to be pulled closer toward Jupiter. At this moment, Moss informs Lee that restarting the engines won't change anything. He reveals that in just a few days, Earth will inevitably collide with Jupiter and be destroyed completely. Moss broadcasts this terrifying news to the entire human population, that in the next 36 hours, mankind faces its greatest threat. Earth will crash into Jupiter. Hearing this, fear spreads everywhere, and people start believing that the end is truly near. Lichi's team also loses hope, feeling devastated that humanity is about to perish and nothing can be done to stop it. But just then, Lichi remembers something his father once told him. Jupiter is composed of nearly 90% hydrogen. Based on this, Lichi suggests a desperate plan to his companions. Since Jupiter has already absorbed a massive amount of oxygen from Earth, if they create a huge explosion near Jupiter, it would generate an immense shockwave strong enough to push Earth away. This way, the planet could still be saved. At first, everyone feels that Lichi's plan is nearly impossible, but since it's their last hope, they agree to attempt it. The idea is to trigger a controlled explosion through the Earth engine. Lee then explains the mission. Team 1, including Lee himself, will shut down the Earth engine. After that, he will channel all the power from the other engines into this single one. Team 2, consisting of Wang and his soldiers, must push the engine's massive lever, which is jammed. Team 3, formed by Lichi and his group, will insert the lighter core into the main Earth engine so that its energy combines with the engine's power. Together, this energy would launch directly into Jupiter's atmosphere and cause the explosion. All three teams split up to carry out their roles. Team 1 and Team 2 head to the control rooms, while Lichi and Tim prepare to insert the lighter core. Li successfully shuts down the engine and begins transferring energy. Meanwhile, Wong and his soldiers struggle with the jammed lever. It's so massive that even combined, they can't move it. At the same time, Li's process of concentrating all engine power reaches 99% and then suddenly stalls. Inside the engine chamber, Li tries to insert the lighter core, but a massive lock prevents it from going inside. While Li battles with it, one of Li's teammates works desperately to repair the system hardware to get the energy transfer moving again. Suddenly, an earthquake shakes the entire facility. Structures start collapsing. Wang's female teammate and one of Li's men get trapped under heavy debris, gravely injured. Li too struggles as he tries to unlock the barrier, but ends up pinned under a giant lever himself. Seeing this chaos, Dadua panics. She uses a chip to contact Lu and explains their situation, their final mission, and the critical state they're in. Hearing this, Lu reports the plan to his company, but they dismiss it. They explain that they had considered the same idea earlier but calculated its success rate as 0, so they won't support it. Still, they broadcast Dadua's words worldwide. Dadua then directly addresses all people across Earth. She explains the plan, pleads for their help, and says this is humanity's last chance. They must fight to survive. Inspired by her words, countless workers rush to assist. Back at the engine, Li finally manages to insert the lighter core, but he himself becomes trapped under the heavy lever. Tim risks his own life to pull him out, saving him just in time. Meanwhile, Li's friend completes the hardware fix, and the energy transfer finally reaches completion. But tragically, Li's friend dies in the process. Wong and his remaining soldiers, still unable to push the giant lever, keep trying with all their strength. Dadua joins them too, but even together they can't move it. Just then, reinforcements, many workers, arrive and help push the lever. With their combined effort, the lever finally moves and the Earth engine powers up. Li quickly drives his truck away from the engine for safety, as the machine unleashes a massive surge of energy aimed directly toward Jupiter. The beam races through space, almost reaching Jupiter's atmosphere, but it stops just short, failing to trigger an explosion. Everyone is left in despair once again, believing their last hope has failed. Meanwhile, Lu watches this unfolding scene from space. Just then, Lu gets a sudden idea. He remembers the same drink his friend once gave him. Without wasting a moment, he hurls it at the AI system, Moss. The liquid fries Moss's circuits, instantly destroying the AI. But in the process, the space station also catches fire. Now, with Moss gone, Lu finally takes full control of the station. He steers it toward Jupiter and the massive energy beam from Earth's engine. His plan? Use the station's remaining fuel to amplify that energy, so that it collides with Jupiter and triggers a colossal explosion. Down on Earth, Lu hears his father's voice over the comms. He realizes what Lu is about to do and desperately begs him to stop. But Lu, filled with emotion, apologizes to his son for abandoning him when he was a child. With tears in his eyes, he recalls his family one last time, and then crashes the space station directly into Jupiter. The collision ignites an immense explosion, sending out powerful shockwaves. Fragments of Jupiter break apart and begin raining down toward Earth. Chaos erupts as everyone scrambles for safety. Meanwhile, Lu rushes to save his sister Duo, finding her injured among the wreckage. Wong is there too, badly wounded. Liu tries to help him, but Wong refuses, telling him to leave before the incoming fragments strike. Reluctantly, Liu escapes with Duo and Tim. But as the debris smashes into the Earth, engines collapse into the ground, and Liu truck is destroyed. He and Duo plummet into the depths, but just before hitting bottom, Liu activates the emergency bubble capsule again, saving them. Unfortunately, the capsule bursts mid-air, injuring them both. Still, in that very moment, the explosion's shockwave pushes Earth away from Jupiter. Humanity is saved. Seeing the planet slowly drift to safety, Duo frantically tries to wake her brother. At last, Liu opens his eyes, sees Earth alive, and then peacefully closes them again. The story then jumps forward 3 years. Humanity has survived and now prepares to journey toward a brand new solar system. Liu has followed in his grandfather's footsteps, becoming a respected truck driver, admired by all. Together with Duo, he finally lives a life of peace and dignity. And with that, the epic tale comes to an end. And that's how this breathtaking journey finally comes to an end, full of sacrifice, courage, and the unbreakable bond of family. So friends, how did you like this movie? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing movie recaps. We'll be back soon with another thrilling story. Till then, stay safe and keep watching.